Good afternoon. It's time. It's finally here, the NFL 2020 season. Hard to believe we got this far, that we actually made it, Bucky. This is Mike C, your host, of course, with Bucky, the star of the show. Say hi, Bucky. Bucky says hi. We decided to do this on a Wednesday. We just got too busy on Monday. So we thought, well, we'll start the day before the actual first game, which is tonight, September 10th. The Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. And we got our pizza ready and we got our drinks ready and we can't wait. So it's finally here. But I want to start off with a little somber note. Tomorrow is one of the worst days of my life. Many years ago now, September 11th. It's always a very dark day, very sad day. It changed the world forever, especially the United States. And I've told the story on Bucky's Mail Day before where I was. I was still down in Minneapolis, working at the hotel. And my DM was supposed to come in from Chicago that day. And almost every day I have the radio on, but I didn't want to have it on just in case she came early. And she called and said she wasn't coming in. And I go, why? She said, haven't you heard? And I go, no, I don't have anything on today, And of course, we all know what happened. And there was a restaurant type place next to my store that had a TV on, and everybody came to that TV and were just shocked. I mean, it's the only word I can describe. That we were being attacked on the United States, much like Pearl Harbor. And I'll never forget that. I mean, people came to me asking what are we going to do? What is the hotel going to do? And I honestly had no idea because, I mean, there was no precedence to that. There was no, folder of what we're going to do. And I says, I have to wait until I hear from the hotel. And we eventually closed down. I think if I remember right, at around 12 o'clock. Because Minneapolis had been mentioned as a possible target. I mean, we were scared, we were confused. It was just a horrible day. And I went home like most Americans did and watched the news until we just couldn't watch anymore. When that first tower fell, we were just horrified. Because of that, a lot of things changed, and that was one of the reasons that I lost my job there. But it's not even close compared to what other people lost. So it's just a very sad day, but it's a day that can never be forgotten. That's why when people are tearing down statues, you can't tear down and change history, because otherwise you won't remember it. And we must never forget that day and how we felt. So think about that next time you go rioting and tearing down statues. All right, I don't want to get too heavy on this because it's an exciting day, because it's an exciting time, because football's back. Now in front of Bucky, we have two of my helmets, mini helmets. I've got the Lions little figurine that I got at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. And I got my football magazine finally right here, Athlon Sports, with Patrick Mahomes on the cover. It was a good magazine. I don't know if Lindsay's would have been better, because I only saw it a handful of times. But it's very informative, and I finished it yesterday, actually, or the day before. No, it was the day before. And so it's a lot of information, a lot of good stuff. I've been doing a lot of online reading and podcasts, watching some on TV. Um, so it's been very good, and I'm ready for the season to start. Um, so it starts tonight. The Lions play on Sunday against the Bears in Detroit, and I'm going to give my predictions and all that good stuff. Um, Nobody really knows what's going on because there's no preseason, there's no OTAs, there's no inter squad scrimmages. So don't expect perfection for a while. Don't, it's going to be sloppy because nobody's really hit anybody, and nobody has any film on anybody, and there's no fans in the stands for most of the games. There has been some college games. There were some last week. Um, I watched a little bit of it. It's like, the games themselves weren't compelling as far as who they went up against. But the NFC North, where the Lions dwell, the Packers play the Vikings, the Lions play the Bears. So it's extremely important to get off to a good start. And the Lions lost the Bears twice last year, so we can't have that again, obviously. What are my honest predictions for the Lions this year? If the Lions can get to 8-8, I think it'd be an extremely successful season. Anything above that, they have a shot at the playoffs. They have a very tough schedule. I'm not going to go over every game because it'll take too long. But I believe the Lions will beat the Bears on Sunday. Score 24-10. Sounds pretty good to me. They have the offense to keep up with anybody. Defense, which is we have to wait and see. They got so many new players on the team from last year, which is good because last year's defense stunk. We'll see if they can stop anybody. But they certainly can score. That's not going to be a problem. The big news, they had the final roster cuts. I'm not going to go over them all because we've already seen them by now. But the biggest news they had was they signed Adrian Peterson. I woke up that morning. It's like, what? AP all day, all that, And he was a hell of a runner. When he was in Oklahoma and he came out, I loved AP when he first came out. Now, he was in the same draft as Calvin, and I couldn't tell you who the Lions running back was that year. Calvin was the right choice, but AP is a hell of a player out of college. He was a hell of a player on the Vikings, and he's gouged the Lions a few times. He's gouged a lot of teams, and I think it's a very good pickup. The off-field stuff, I cringe a little bit. Usually don't do that on the Lions, but it's good backup. They lost the running back from New Mexico. Was Huntley, is that his name? Yeah. And but DeAndre Swift has been nicked up a little bit. Bo Scarborough was placed on IR, which he can come back in 3 weeks. Kerryon Johnson most likely will start the game. He'll be your featured back, so I got to change my some of my fantasy teams. Loaded wide receiver. I expect TJ Hawkinson to have a much, much better year. It all depends on Stafford staying healthy. And he's a bit of an Iron Man before the last couple of years. Now, that could be indicative of his age. But if he stays healthy all year, he said he's coming for the MVP. That's not going to happen, I'll tell you that, unless he goes something insane. But I think they will compete for the NFC North title. Now, if they win it or not, the Vikings are still very good. They had one of their defensive ends go on IR. Packers are still the Packers. I'm surprised they didn't really sign any wide receivers in the offseason of importance. So we'll see. The Bears still have a very good defense. They're starting Mitch Trubisky. We'll see if that works out. But he beat the Lions twice last year, so you can't, rule that off. So, but I think if they can get to 8-8, I think you'd have to consider that a very successful season. And then the coaches and the GM will be back. If they fall flat on their face with or without Stafford, don't be surprised if there's household changes. I mean, how much do you give to the COVID thing? I don't know. We'll see. Speaking of COVID, Carla got me an early birthday present. Yes, it's my birthday month. She bought me a Batman mask, which I'm sitting on, so I don't know if I want to show us or not. We'll see if I can steady the. Well, let's see if I can steady the camera here. I wasn't planning on taking it out, but. And the first day I wore it, I got a compliment from a lady at the Walgreens store. She says, "Oh, that's a really cool mask." I said, "Thank you." But, I'll put it up here. Oops, upside down. There, Bucky's wearing it. There. Can you see that? Here we go. So, we'll take that off so Bucky can see. But, the ceiling for the Lions is they make the playoffs. I don't think they can win the North. Not this year. If they make the playoffs, we'll see. I mean, that's a long ways away. I mean, there might not even be a 16-game season. Who knows? So much going on with COVID crap. But if they can improve to that, I'd be okay. But don't be surprised if they fall short. Be shocked if they were better than that. But don't be surprised if they fall flat. If Stafford stays healthy, I really can't see them falling flat on their face like that. They're too good of an offense. But the defense, until I see it, they didn't do hardly enough on the defensive ends and the pass rushing. They just refused to do that. And I don't know why. But my prediction tonight, I think the Chiefs will win. But don't be surprised if the Texans win. A lot of times the first game after a championship game, like when they raise the banners, the Chiefs have already done that. The team falls flat, or they just don't live up to expectations. I do predict the Chiefs to be in the Super Bowl again. I'm picking Seattle, I think, for the NFC. Be Seattle or the Niners. Saints also have a great shot. The NFC is loaded this year. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Enjoy football. It's back. They can't be in the stands. A certain percentage in some games can. We'll just enjoy it from the comfort of our homes, I guess. So we got pizza tonight. We've got some cold drinks. Pops of our choice. And I wanted to make this video and get this out. And we'll see. We'll visit it, in a few months and see what our predictions are like. I still think the Packers will win the NFC North. Is Rodgers still enough? Probably. Vikings, they have a very good team, unfortunately. But I'm still picking the Packers to win the NFC North. The Lions very well could finish third. They could finish fourth. They could be just, I don't see that happening, like I said before. But anyway, that's enough rambling, Bucky. Nothing else to report. No table. There were no rummage sales that I went around Friday and Saturday. I didn't see one single sign. It was Labor Day. Hope everybody has a safe and a fun Labor Day. We'll see. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yeah. So enjoy the season. Football is finally here. I don't know what the Big Ten's doing. I'm still disappointed in that. But we'll get through it, all right? All right, so take care. Be kind to others. And enjoy football. Take care now. Bye.